Welcome back to another More Engineer video, where today I'm working on Duff Volger. I'm working on Duff Volger pit steps. Now you probably remember when I went there, measured them up, done all them drawings, and then I drew this out on the floor, which you can't really see very well on the camera. It was actually done there, but it'd been done that long ago, it rubbed it, so I've redrawn that this morning. And I've also cut all my material to length. I've got all that sorted. I did get a bit ahead of myself and I did tack one up. That's one side. Now the other side's going to have longer uprights because it's got handrail on one side. What I'll do, rather than using that as a pattern and make the other one off of that, I'll just make the other one from scratch, because the pit on one side is, I think, metre and 50 mil. Yes, 20 mil higher, so I've had to compensate for that and make each one of them steps that little bit more, so it's going to be different from one to the other slightly. So it's 20 mil taller total on one. So I'll make the other one of that from scratch on there, and then you'll see how I do that. And then tomorrow I've got Benson coming in, so I'm going to get him set up with a GATOR here. I'm thinking about putting the trestles there, forklift the GATOR on top, and then we can make floor pan, and then we can make all the panels for the seat bases, centre console for the rear, and that will be his little project, so I can show him and teach him things. So we got this little hand folder for that. Now, don't get me wrong, this is nothing special, and a lot of people will probably laugh at it. However, it will do us for making the panels, so it just get us out of a jam, that will, and that will be fine for that. So I'll crack on that. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to set you up on somewhere. I might set you up on the old press looking down, and then you can look over my shoulder whilst I do that. Now, you will hear me grunt and groan because I'm still having a lot of issue. Turns out I've got a herniated disc in my back, which is causing the old sciatica. Yeah, so I am still grunting and groaning and finding it tricky to get on with my day-to-day jobs, but can't sit at home because that don't pay the bills, does it? You're still a bit far away, ain't you? Oh, well, that's a disaster. My legs just fell off my tripod. So what I'm currently doing is the drawing on the floor. I've got all the measurements on, so I know which bit box section is what. On every one of these I've cut, I've wrote the measurement on there, cut them all to the right shape with the 45 degrees on them. 772, so that should be 792, because this one's 20 mil tall. 792 is there, 45 on one end. Now where I've got a burr on it, just give the old grind around the edge. So that will go corner to corner. Find your eyes. And again. Don't worry, you won't get archive through the camera. 307 with a double 45, and that'll be the one. Chatting away to myself. that is the basic shape for the pit step. So 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and then out of the pit. There's a handrail on one side of this, so the other side, this post here comes all the way up for the handrail, and then this back one the same again, goes 900 up above there. Well, it actually goes higher than 900 that side, because the top of the pit is actually classed as the last step. So what I'm going to do is use the back side of this, because there's no tacks on it, as a jig, and then I'll stick everything to this, and then it saved me using the square on everything, and then I know side to side they'll be identical to each other. Run a sander over there just in case there's any little bits of spatter, and then I'm going to spray a load of welder's anti-spatter on it. Stops the little balls of molten metal sticking to it when I'm tacking up, and all over my bench as well. So I've got to cut 10mm off the bottom of that. Why, I hear you ask? It's because I cut one too many of them and one too short of the other side. So I'm going to make that the other side, and then that squares everything up perfect. These little bandsaw do me a treat now, a little horizontal one, but we're making do. This is working, so can't complain. Yeah, I was going to start pushing for more fabrication work coming in now. I think we're sort of, now the workshop's been moved around, which I might have already shown you in the last video, I can't remember. But now the workshop's getting set to where I want it. Start pushing for a bit more work. I've got that FH750 in, which is having new infills and rear infill on there, redoing the A-frame. I'm quite excited to get on that one. That's going to be a nice job to do. And again, I'm trying to keep the seams on the inside. And when these are done, they're going to get powder coated safety yellow. Oh, I better put my mask on when tacking up, because I'll only get told off by the comment section. And quite rightly so. Hopefully I had the cutting disc in, won't it, just to nick that tack off. Just going to open that up a bit. Not quite square. Some people go, ah, it's near enough. But taking an extra few seconds here, just making sure it's perfect, makes the end job so much neater and so much easier. Immediately starts tacking up without his mask on. Oh, 4% battery. I'm going to swap the battery over and then I'll continue on. Should be all good and back on and sorted. Now what you want to try and avoid doing, welding down there with nothing on that end, because what that does, when that heats up and that cools down, welding it shrinks. That'll shrink that metal, so that'll bend that in. So you want to try and avoid that. When it comes to this, this is where the handrail is going to be. When it comes to that, as long as I get this tacked on, that will stop that pulling in. So I'll get it tacked up and then I'm free to weld that. But then that I will try, again, keep moving the camera, I will try not to weld that. When I say try not to, I just won't weld it. No trying about it, just don't weld it, it's that simple. Now on these ends they are square cut and I don't want them square cut. But I thought rather than taking the angle off the drawing, tack it on, hold the straight edge there and there. And then square it round. I'm going a bit out of shot here, and I feel like I've lost it. Never had it in the first place, did I? The old content creation. Bumbling my way through it. Anyway, I'm going to do that, and then I've got to scallop that. That's a word and a half. So the tube that I'm going to use on top there, obviously a tube sitting on top of a square box, you're going to have a big gap there. So scallop the box out, and then the tube will sit in it, get a nice weld. So I'll cut the angle first and then scallop. It's going to be the word of the day, I think. Scallop. Boom. 1500. I'm going to cut them. I'm thinking I'm going to try and put a slight bend on that end, but I haven't got the right size form in my pipe bender. That's weird. Where I am, I'm pointing at my welder. Yeah, my pipe bender, I ain't got the right size form, but because I just want a slight bend on that end, I'm hoping I can just get it. So I'm going to cut a couple bits of tube, and then I'll come back and we'll see if I can get them bent slightly. Right, I've had a change of plan. I'm not going to bend that because I haven't got the right size die, and that die I have got in there is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was. It's only a 15mm die. That tube is 42.5mm, so there's no way it's going to go in there, and all that'll do is crush it. So straight it is. I have just scalloped the ends of the pipe, not the pipe, of the box. So I shall see how that goes. Again, seam at the bottom. There's still rough cuts at the end, but I'm still going to cap all that off afterwards. Like that, boys. And again, you will notice I keep looking at it a lot and second guessing myself. Reason being, I've got a herniated disc in my back. And it hurts. I think what I'll do, I'm going to get you set up and then probably time lapse me just going to run some welds around here, then I can sit that off to the side cooling down, and then I can run the welds around that, sit that off to the side cooling down, and then I've got to tack the other one of them up. I'll tell you what, I should probably hold it against the drawing on the floor to see if it's right or not. That is not bad at all. Oh. There. In fact, I'd call that spot on. Right, so I'm going to get you set up there, time lapse, while I run some weld around here. See, bending down to the floor's just done me in then. Back with you in a minute. Right, so that's got all that welded up and that one welded up. I've got to make a handrail one to mirror that, so it's just copy and repeat what I've just done. And then I'm going to, so no point doing that on camera because I've, like I say, literally just shown you how to do that. Once I've got them welded up, I've got to sand them up, and then I've got to build them into a modular 3D step, and then my checker plate treads I still haven't got. So I've got to get them pressed up at some point, but I can sort that. I'll get that sorted. So I'll come back to you when I've welded up, sanded up, and I'm ready to tack them up into a bit of a modular setup, I think. Yeah, I'll do that in a bit. You rejoin me the next day and we are on the GATOR. I was going to sand and finish them steps up in modular form, but I realised I do actually need the tread plate pressings to sturdy them up enough to make the modular. So I've got to wait for them to be pressed up. So today I've got young Benson with me and we are on the GATOR. So our plans today is to start making a new floor pan for the GATOR. We're going to try and let Benson take the lead a little bit on this one, but we will see, won't we?
We will see.
We will see. So I will find it hard letting him take the lead on it because I'm just like to get it done. Here's the theory. I want to cut these outer profiles off there and there. I've got some 50 to 30 box section laid down there. So it's going to have a box section side rail across there, and the new floor will butt up to it, leaving a little lip up. We're going to make a floor pan in 2 halves, I think, from the centre line out to here, come in there, and then the plan will be to clad these in with new panels, and then we'll have a centre console over that panel. Now I've got play in that, which I've got to weld that bush in the middle to keep that supported. So I think plan today then is to get the floor pan in. So Benson's already been measuring up, so I will check all these measurements.
What me doing?
What's the point of you doing it?
Just get them yourself.
No, so I'm going to check them. What's the saying? Measure twice, cut once. So you double check everything and then you know it's right. So this is going to be us double checking, so don't think you know everything. I still don't know everything yet. You don't know nothing. That's why you're here, you're learning. So I've got some 1.2mm sheets and I've got 2.5mm sheets, and I've got some tread plate, steel tread platers for them steps I was talking about. 1.2mm is for the panels we're going to press for these, and then we've got that little hand bender over here for pressing them, so that will do for that. And then we'll also use the 1.2 to make the centre console. I'm all about camera angles today. I wasn't very good at it. I felt like a novice because I hadn't done it for a little while. You're going to take the 2 top sheets off there, put on that pallet. You can move the pallet in the middle there. 2 top sheets off there, on there, so we can get to the sheet underneath. While you're doing that, I'm going to cut that lip off.
Yep.
Reason I'm going to do it, why not?
Trust me.
Well, yeah, I can, but it's just, I'd hate standing just watching, and I'm going to try and do that with you today, but I find it so hard. So I'm going to cut that off, and then we can start cutting a sheet, laying it in, welding it in, probably drill some holes so we can puddle weld it. Do we want to puddle weld it?
Sure, cool. You're the boss.
Or I can just go underneath and stitch it. Well, you can go underneath and stitch it. How's your overhead MIG welding?
MIG?
MIG.
Don't do MIG.
You do MIG? I had you doing MIG here once before.
Once. A year ago.
It was about a year ago, yeah. And then the plan is also making that longer as well once all this is done. So I want to keep these panels on, so the body will come over, down and across, and then move that headboard here. We'll work it. Right, I'm going to get these cut off, and I'll try and get you set up somewhere so you can see me cutting them off. However, my tripod has got a leg snapped off it still, so I'm a little bit limited in what I can do. I have got a little pillar drill vise over here. Just give that a whirl. some tripod, isn't she? While I'm doing this, your measurements, I want you to mark out on, it's 2.5, isn't it? I want you to mark out 2.5. No, it's already 2.5.
Yeah. Just measurements on the thing.
2.5. 1 metre 250, so it's the right width, but we need it the right depth, don't we? So what we're doing, we're going to overhang that sheet.
Yeah.
We're all about camera angles. Tell you what, the camera can watch you while you're doing it. Now, wrong bit of pressure. So what you'll do, this is how I'll go about doing it. So obviously, in the ideal world, I'd like a guillotine that just cut this. No guillotine. So disc cut it. I'm going to disc cut it, because I'm not happy with you disc cutting it, because it should be guillotine cut. Yeah. So disc cutting, it is... Have you ever done disc cutting yet? No, so that's something I've got to teach you. Trying to keep a straight line whilst disc cutting.
Very hard. Whatever you disc cut.
So what you do, you hook your tape measure on there, measure up 600, same there, and then straight line. So you want straight edge, which is no, you want to be full width.
Now I'm lining it, put 600 each end, I'm going to just line it together.
So the battery went flat, but I got a bit ahead of myself because we had dinner as well, and then I come back and I started doing more, and then I thought, oh, I need to switch the camera on. So floor pan's in. I'll show you in more detail the other side when I do that one, when I do it. Should be you doing this. But you've now measured the next one. Is it correct after my wise words of wisdom?
It is correct.
Tape measure, let's check it. Now I'm checking. He's confident, he's throwing the tape measure about. What's it supposed to be? I forgot. 585. Yeah. 585. Well done. Turns out I am a good teacher. So, you made the mistake this morning.
Yeah.
So what I try and do is give you to do it off your own back, and I'll be watching you. I'm not saying nothing because I'm testing your common sense in situations. Turns out you didn't have a lot. So now I've taught you a bit. Yeah. So then I would teach you how I know, because you might come up with a better way of doing it. It wasn't the right way, but anyway, so now I've shown you, you've got that right, so now you've learned something, haven't you? Happy days. So yeah, I'm just focusing on one side at the minute, but I'm going to cut this panel down, and then I'll set the camera up so you can see welding that in. Unless, because you're not, I can't see us getting this done today, unless you want to start making some body panels today. We'll do the floor. And even if I have to make the body panels when you're not here, we've also got a centre console you can make it, so same principle anyway, so you'll be able to do it all. It's just, we obviously want to get this done, and then we've also got to extend that, but that'll probably be next week's project, but we'll see. Because obviously if I'm stood around with nothing to do, I'll have to jump on something, so I'm going to jump on this. But you could come a different day next week, on a Monday maybe, so we could get back on it Monday. So just for reference, the day is Friday. So did you want to come Monday then? Alright, so I'll change the planner on the wall and we'll make that work. Righto, I'll get you set up when I've got that floor panel cut, and then you can see me putting that one in. Right, I've got the floor panel cut out, ready to rock and roll to get her in. So I'll set you up and you can see us get all the floor pan tacked in, and then the side rail as well. And then I'll get to welding her up. Benson's a bit nervous about welding. I think he's scared of the welder. before you sanded the paint off properly. And what I need to do now is go underneath and tap along here. Beam on the inside, you know that. See how high we've got it that side. Always. So which weld do you want the privilege of doing?
Heat.
No, me. What are these?
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Right, I'll tell you what. The least hidden or the most hidden?
No, most hidden, because I have been making ages.
Go around the on side. I'm going to weld here and I want you to watch what I'm doing. Yeah, now this gets a bit trickier because it's welded on thin material. See, I was moving a lot quicker there. I could turn it down and go slower, but that is burning in these, and because I'm going quickly, it's a nice thin weld. I don't want it too much. That was a bit too tricky for me. I couldn't quite get my angle. You can do this weld in here. It's going to have a panel down there, so you're never really going to see it. That's all right. Oh. For your, what I'm going to say is your first MIG weld for over a year, that isn't a bad go.
Well, my helmet did, you know, when I was welding, because it was here, at one point I was just staring into the arc and my helmet wasn't darkening.
Ah, so this is where people say a bad craftsman always blames his tools. Okay, carry on then. I know I'm not going to watch you this time, just, you kept stalling, just go a bit quicker. Right. It might help now you're at the back there. Yeah. It might help you to come round here and come towards you. Yeah. Now, I've just seen the paint's not sanded off there.
So it will be.
Yeah. Normally I would tell you to do it, but this primer is quite good for welding through. It's just, it takes a bit of getting started. But I don't know whether you can go there and then start just pushing this way to there.
You got to remember, take this slower, innit?
This time, I'm not going to have the screen on and I'm not going to be watching. You're free balling it. Don't blow through it, don't go wrong. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. Only one way I learn. Chuck him in at the deep end. Now he's second guessing himself. Talk to the camera, don't worry about it. Ideally, you want to be getting around there and pushing it towards you. You've got to be pushing it, get the gas pushed into it. What's your verdict? Let me have a look.
Let's not have a look.
Let me have a judgmental look.
Let's not have a look.
Well, there's a good bit there. Just not much of it. No, that's quite good. You've got quite good. If you kept that up there, that point there, I don't think you see it very well in the camera because of the shadow, but if you kept that point there, I mean, that's good. That's all good. You've burnt through a bit up there, but no worries, we can fill that.
Told you it's scout.
But the rest of it, you're not too bad. But if it was all like that, that'd be spot on, you know. But everything else is still acceptable.
I'll finish it off, only because I can't move at one point. Don't know if you saw, but I'm like that.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. You've got to get your elbow behind it, push. you're doing the typical apprentice thing. You do a weld and then you go. It looks the same. Yeah. It looks the same if you're here as it does here. You want to go back to TIG?
Yeah.
Do you not find MIG easier? Now granted, that is a difficult position because you've got this in the way. And
yeah, difficult position, and I haven't done it though.
You don't start off comfortable.
Yeah.
Right, so you do a test run without pressing the trigger.
What,
I'm starting there, I'm going to end there.
Yeah.
Right, so by the end of the weld,
start it out.
Yeah, as such. But by the end of the weld, you want to be in a more comfortable position than you are at the start, as such. Because you'd rather be start uncomfortable and it gets better than start good and then it gets bad because you might not finish the weld then. So, yeah, that's all right. That's good. That's good.
You join me a few days later, working on the GATOR with my apprentice, the engineer.
Keep on your apprentice. That'd be a day you have an apprentice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we're back on a GATOR today. Plan is to get it all panelled in, as I do think I said last time. I think last time you see us on here was Friday, today is Monday, so Benson is back, and obviously I want to do as much as I can with him. I don't think it's going to be possible to do all of it with him because I've got jobs booked in, so I can't have this on the sideline. And because I'm training, I want to be with him at all times on it, so it saves a lot of mistakes and he learns better that way. So how's your learning? How was it Friday? I think you done quite well Friday.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It taught me a lot.
Yeah, and then you done a bit welding, didn't you? And then the bare essentials of marking it, you got the hang of that because we've actually cut a few more bits, left him to it today, and he's done a spot on job. So at least you've learnt from that, which is good. I learn something new every day. Do you know what I learnt Friday? You couldn't measure very well. See, so I was learning as well, weren't I? You are getting there, don't worry. You won't master it. You won't master it in one day. But next week, I'm going to try and fire up the TIG welder and have your TIG welding all day long. So at college, young Benson's told me they either allow you have to pick MIG or TIG to complete your course. Yeah. He's chose TIG welding, which is good because that's probably one of my weaker areas. I say weaker, I just don't enjoy it. It's too much, you got to put too much thought and yeah, it's not like MIG welder, pull the trigger and off you go, is it? So he's doing that. So the more TIG welding practice he can get in, the better it is for his college. So the plan is today, so far, I've got a plate we've cut this morning, go across here for both sides of the centre console. I'm going to get them in and then I'm going to panel around the seat bases around here, and I'm thinking might shape that there. If I do it like that, it shouldn't hamper foot access through, and then I may have to cut that down afterwards, but that's not a problem because the panel's going to come through there and up to there, and then I'm going to have a bolt in top centre console, a couple of cup holders, because why not? Why wouldn't you? So I'm going to set the camera, I'm going to give them a different angle today, and I've got to be mindful that I've got lights up there shining this way. Right, so mark the box sections out, square the lines down. Just got to remember there's a diesel tank the other side of that.
I'm right next to it.
Do it all, come on. Hit it. You can't be a welder fabricator if you don't weld.
What, from there to the end?
Well, have a look at it. You can do it in a couple of hits, but see where you're going to get comfortable, where you find it patient, because whether you start there, maybe you push it. Oh, behave?
What do you mean?
Behave?
What?
Don't take them all. What's going on?
What do you mean?
How you just done that?
Yeah.
I've got to show them this. Get.
Don't
No,
really
get-
get fun like.
Get us a torch.
Where you got a torch from then?
Well, your phone.
Oh, okay.
Your phones have torches on them there. Yeah. You do realise though, this put more pressure on you for that last bit you got to do. Are you happy with that?
Well, if you're acting like that, then yeah.
I'm impressed with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think I'll have the rest of the week off. You can carry on. Right, pressure's on. Make sure this one's just as good. Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy. Good. Done well. Done well. So you might notice I'm using all this. Now, I believe legally for him to use this he has to be 18 years old, or he has to have me there going, yeah, I think you're doing that right. So my theory is me use it, he can see how I'm using it, and then he can take that in whilst watching, and then one week I'll be brave and let him have a go. If you ever jam it on the end of a bit of metal, that'll try and throw it out your hand. I'm always trying on your rotation, you're always trying to keep the metal to that side. If you get it too close there, you try spinning it on the wheel. Right? I think we'll go the other side now. Yeah, take your tripod. Right, we're going to start off with ladder cam. Yeah. Been a while. Start off with this panel, and then I'll go through measuring it, marking it, bending it, tagging it. 315 mil. Put the black marker pen marks, because that helps me see what line it is, because I get over there, if I scratched it like There's a scratch there, just not to confuse things. That mark I've done wants to be on that fold line. So I'll bring that up to there, and then this will clamp. This is the only job this little bender was bought for. Oh. Oh. It's not the strongest thing because I've just bent that handle. As you can see, on that scribe line, that is bent perfectly in the centre. This is a bit of precise marking. It's not as sharp a drill, but I think. Chuck it. Right, that has got them boxes welded in and them panels on the front. Still got to get a weld down that side, but I've got to take the plastic cover off to do that. So I think we'll do the same the other side. Don't think there's a need to film that because it is just exactly what we've done. So we'll do that and then we'll come back when I think I'll make the seat bases, get them so they hinge, and then I can see where this centre console is going to go, whether it's coming from there all the way to the back here or not. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Just about managed to get this side welded in, and I remembered on the back I had to cut a little air duct in there because the radiator and the original one's got an air duct there. So I was hoping to do a bit more, wanted to get the centre console done, but at the minute my back's just giving again. So I'm heading home and I'll be taking Benson with me, and he probably won't be here till next week. So I will have to see whether I get back on this week or not. But if I do, I will record it when I'm on. But I think that'll be the end of this episode anyway. So I think that'll be it. And if I get working on it again, that'll be on another episode. So thanks for watching. See you next time.